Hello everybody, welcome to UGO. We have a true living legend in the office today. Sitting next to me is Todd McFarlane, comic creator, artist, entrepreneur, amazing guy all around. Todd, thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for giving us the time today.
Hey, our pleasure. Yeah. We are here talking about The Art of Todd McFarlane, available now. Now, Todd, tell us about the process of creating this book.
Well, when we first wanted to put it together, I mean, I've bought art books before, and I don't really like them because they're all pictures and no words, so you don't really get much of an explanation of what you're looking at.
Sure.
I've also read biographies on people. Those are cool, but there's not enough pictures, right, for a guy with a short attention span like me. And then I also used to buy a lot of how-to books, tutorial books or something like that. So when we were trying to put it together, we just go, is it possible to kind of mix all three of those so that you have the art, then you have, you know, again, what was happening in my life and how I got there, and then there are some pages where it's just, here's what I was thinking creatively in the process.
That's
so
fantastic.
I don't know, it'd be interesting, you know, books sort of just new out there, whether the response will be that was a good combination or it was confusing to people because it's trying to be too many things.
Now there is a lot of art in here. This is almost 400 pages.
Right, yeah, over 400.
Over 400. Yeah. There's a lot going on here. How did you decide what made it into the book, what didn't make it into the book?
Well, the first thing we wanted to do was to be as inclusive of my career as possible. And that included being, you know, the kid who was just trying to learn to draw. And so the book literally starts with my early 16-year-old drawings when I first started becoming a comic book collector.
Taking a peek earlier.
Right, yeah. and it's very raw and it's very crude, you know, and it's not very good. And then it gets to the point where I break into the industry. Again, it's subpar artwork, but I was quote unquote a professional at that point. And then we just start moving along, you know, the advancement of me working at Marvel, DC, eventually Hulk, Spider-Man, you know, going, starting Spawn, and then at the back of the book we touch on some of the stuff we've done in Hollywood and some of the toy projects and all the other goofy things we've done. And
that sounds like it's part of the how-to. You really get to see the whole arc of your career in that book.
Right.
Up to this point.
And I've done a couple interviews and they say, well, Todd, is it hard looking at that early work because it's not very good? And the answer is no. Because for me, you know, that was as good as I was at that moment, right? It's no different than taking a picture of somebody going, wow, you used to look younger. You know, it's like, so time has gone by. And so for me, I wanted to show literally warts and all to people so that I'm hoping that the inspiration for the young kid breaking in is that they'll be way more impressed with the first 80 pages to go, wow, that Todd McFarlane that won all those awards that I know about over here was not very good when he broke in. So if he wasn't very good and he was able to get better, then maybe I'm not very good, maybe I have a chance, right? Because I think when I talk to kids at conventions, I think they hold too high of a standard for themselves.
These last 80 pages.
Yeah, they think they have to be as good as as Jim Lee is right now, instead of going, no. You can be like all of us were when we were 21, when we were just barely, you know, functional in our art.
What do you think the toughest sort of trial by fire lesson? You know, we're talking about starting at humble beginnings to, you know, obviously a lot of talent at the end. What do you think the toughest sort of trial by fire lesson was over the course of your career? You had to learn it by doing.
I'd say there was a couple early on. Number one, if you have any aspirations to break into the business, you can't be shy. I mean, and it's really, I've run into people, again, that they say they've sent in 1 or 2 packages and haven't got a job, so they quit. And it's like, this is like being an actor. You're going to go to hundreds of auditions and maybe you'll get 1 gig, right? So, I mean, I sent off over 700 packages with over 300 rejections before somebody over 2 years finally said, okay, give the kid a job. And it was only 10 pages. So, I mean, and when I used to go to convention, I used to follow the editors into the bathrooms, and then as soon as they came out, then I would give them my portfolio, and you can't be shy. Oh. The second part is once I got in, was there are 2 big disciplines. The biggest one is disciplining yourself to do work. The biggest frustration I've seen is just getting people to do monthly comic books. These things come out when you're doing a title, you know, every 30 days. You have to get it done. So to me, it was just a quota. I just would go, if I can do a page a day, that's Monday through Friday, and there's 4 weeks, I can get my book done. That's all it was, a page a day. But once you then train yourself, which is a big deal, and a lot of guys don't, you then must have to train the people around you so that they don't think you can quit at any time. Your friends and your family, you have to say, I'm working even though I'm just hunched over a board and they think it's a goofy job.
Now this is over 25 years of your work.
Yeah.
What do you think would be in another 25, the 50th anniversary edition? What would be in that?
Another inch, because because 25 years equals 1 inch,
Well,
I guess.
Apparently that's our scale here.
You know, again, I'm always looking forward to what we're doing. You know, again, hoping to do a few more things in Hollywood, continue to do, you know, the artwork. I've often said to people that, you know, I'm probably going to come full circle, you know, in that I'll end up in my latter days just penciling and inking and writing a book. But at that point, it will be with a different mindset. At the beginning, when you're 20, you just want to be successful and you want to sort of climb the ladder and get up there and get the titles and be famous and whatever else. And as time goes by, then I know at the end I'm just going to want to do comic books because I just enjoy doing them. And, and if they don't sell, so be it. I've lived a good life. That's not the driving force at that point.
Right.